What's up, YouTube? I want to let y'all know I finally found my mic. Finally, right? Shouldn't be no issues with the volume quality. Y'all should hear me just fine. Now you can really get into it. And as you see from the title, I just want to talk to you about the stock market and let y'all know why it's never going to drop, crash, fall, whatever terminology you want to use. Nothing negative is ever going to happen to the markets ever again in all of mankind. And I'm gonna I'm gonna explain to you why that's the case. I'm not gonna use big terms or what's going on with the market or programs and such. I'm not gonna really get into detail and all that. I'm just gonna use logic and explain to you and look at the trends of how things have happened in the past and explain to you why. Yeah, we're never gonna really experience too much turmoil going forward from here. Alright, so the first thing I want to get to is that people want to compare this next crash, saying it's going to be the greatest crash, the greatest, drop in the markets to ever, occur. I'm going to explain to you that that's never going to be the case, and that the reason behind that is that in 1929, when the stock markets first crashed, there were no programs put in place to protect people, none whatsoever. So you gotta remember there was no welfare, there was no Medicare, Medicaid, nothing for elders, retirement plans, 401ks, and stuff like that didn't exist. So there was no protection for anything in the markets. There was no type of protection for anything anywhere. So, and you also gotta remember, in order for the market to crash, like, that money has to go somewhere. If all the money leaves the stock market, that means, which nobody really looks into, if all the money left the stock market like that, that means that somebody took that money out. So people profited off of the great market crash. Like, people don't explain that to you is that, yeah, a lot of money left the stock market, but it went somewhere. Somebody took it out, all right? That's the first reason. There's no programs in place to protect people's 401ks and investment strategies, all that stuff. That doesn't exist. That didn't exist back then to now. And this crash coming up is supposed to be bigger than that one. Not gonna happen. These programs that we have in place are crazy, and they can be twisted and turned. People can be sued. This crash never happened. You cannot take your money out like you used to be able to, or as quickly as you used to be able to. Number two, the second reason that's pretty big, is that we're in a generation of millennials, baby. I love my millennials. We all millennials out here. We're probably the smartest people on this planet. But I will tell you that we're not the toughest by any means necessary. We just soft. We probably the softest generation. We definitely the softest generation that ever lived. You feel me? Like, can you imagine millennials in the worst crash ever? That doesn't go together. That'll never happen. You see what I'm saying? Like, why would they put a crash in place right when they just raised the generation of the softest people on the planet? It wouldn't work. That would be beyond chaos. Like that. That's not going to keep the locomotion going. So that's not the plan. The plan is not to crash your system. And then you got to also understand all this technology that we are on the cusp of. 5G is right around the corner. Self-driving cars right around the corner. A lot of stuff that we're not going to get into right now, but a lot of technology is like years, if not months away from us right now. Why would the stock market crash to pull all the money out of the system, and then there will be no funding for any of these technological companies that are progressing us forward? That's gonna happen right now, and we're gonna go another, 5 minimum. That's 5 years. The minimum, like a recession, hurt your economy for. Like, when you talk about 1929, it took us years to get, like over a decade to really get out of it. So it's gonna take us 10 years, right? Maybe more, to get to this next cycle, to get back to where we was at and continue with the 5G. That's not gonna happen. They're not gonna let the system crash. Let all these tech companies go down the drain, and then like we was always just right there. Yeah, right. That's not gonna happen. The stock market's never gonna crash. Number 3, which is more of a personal opinion, honestly. Um, but you know, besides that fact, if you take a picture from 1929, the year of the great market crash, right? You take a picture from 1929, you look at it, you look at the people that's maybe in Times Square or the middle of Chicago or something. It really hit home when I seen that picture, because when I looked at it, I seen a whole bunch of the same. What do I mean by that? I mean, I seen a lot of people that looked the same, wearing the same thing, and doing the same thing. There wasn't that much variety back then. Like, you people don't understand how, like, you think we're going towards a communist country now. Like, if you look back then, everything was the same. For real. Like, if you look at a picture, I might even throw a picture up for y'all. Show y'all, like, everybody wearing trench coats, walking around. Not everybody really had a car like that. Everybody walking around. It's insane. Like, you look at it, you be like, wow, like, everybody looks the same. And their mindset was the same as well. They all had the same mindsets. Like, people didn't really stray too far from, what the norm was. It was no need, really. It was no need to really stray too far from what the norm was. 'Cause, the system was working. They was living their lives. I don't know what you want to call it, but it like a herd of animals, honestly, to me. Like a giant herd of sheep, cow, cattle, whatever you want to call it. I mean, we probably still look that same way, but like I said, we're not gonna get really too deep into that right now. But yeah, that's the third reason. That's my main reasons why the stock market's not gonna crash. And I probably didn't really do a good job of explaining everything to y'all, because I'm at some of y'all might not really be even aware of how the stock market works, and like, I'm just kind of like talking for some people that might be following the same investments I'm following, digital assets, cryptocurrency. And I just want to explain to people that stock market's never going to crash. It's not the plan they have in line for us. They have a lot of technology coming, and like, a crash doesn't even make sense. Honestly, it doesn't make sense anymore. And you gotta remember, like, the things they have in place. So yeah, I really just made this video so I can look back on it, show people that I was right all along. But yeah, thanks for listening, especially if you made it all the way through. I'm gonna highlight you. I'm gonna talk to y'all later.